Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside Marlington High School for an EBC clash between the Marlington Dukes and the Salem Quakers. We are once again running long in the JV contest. 52.8 seconds remain. It is 34-24 Salem. They are ready to pull out the victory. Their varsity side looks to do the same. Stay tuned for that one. We should be ready to go in around 20 minutes. You do not want to miss this EBC clash between the Dukes and the Quakers. The 2024-25 girls basketball regular season coming to a close. But before we do, it's the penultimate EBC basketball clash. It is Marlington and Salem up next on SmeeSports.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove. Neighbor Nation. We will in the afternoon. Riley Meister gets the point.
Back into left field. Say goodnight to that baseball.
This is another one. It's back. Jax for KSU Tuscarawas. Needs the point. And it's alive. Hanson pushes it over. Unbelievable. We play on. It's blocked. We're tied. We're tied. Unbelievable.
Marlington High School has a press box, has a great court, and has a great fan base. And tonight, they have the task of cheering on their Lady Dukes as they do battle with the Salem Quakers live on SmeeSports. I am Nathan Smee, and I will have the call for you this evening live from Marlington High School. We are just about ready to get underway with our pregame announcements, so we will toss things downstairs, and we will be underway in a minute.
Gentlemen, Marlington High School welcomes you to this contest between Salem High School and your Marlington Dukes. To honor America, you can please stand and join us in the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Tonight's game is sponsored by the OHSAA. Your attendance and support of the student athletes and coaches is appreciated by both schools. Though both teams are rivals, they are expected to display good sportsmanship through the contest, and we request the same from all fans. Everyone in attendance is reminded to respect the game. The officials assigned to the game have met the requirements by the OHSAA and been assigned based on the process approved by their board of directors. The officials for the game are Scott Sampson, Lonnie Lawson, and Steve Hartman. Now let's meet our coaches and players for tonight's game. Starting with your visiting team, the Salem Quakers. Salem is coached by head coach Matt Mowry. And your starters for tonight, number 2, Carly Sampson. Number 3, Garen Rome. Number 20, Maddie Andres. Number 22, Riley Davidson Shuck. And number 33, Reese Davidson Chuck. And now your starting lineup for your Lady Marlington Dukes. Number 1, freshman Bailey Peets. Number 22, junior Ella Wigginsolder. Number 2, senior Zoe Mortz. Number 5, senior Al Gill. And number 10, senior Maddie Gill. We want to wish both teams good luck in tonight's game.
Well, once again, another great introduction by the Marlington Dukes. They have the sparkling machine, they have the spotlight, they have everything that you could possibly want from the high school level of introductions. But right now, the focus goes to the floor. The winner will seal the number 3 spot in the EBC as they both stand at 4-4. Marlington enters play 5-10, and 7-9 are the Quakers. No specific cameraman today, but thank you to Elizabeth from Marlington for stepping in and helping us with this broadcast on short notice. And when I mean short notice, I mean I asked her 2 minutes ago. And we are underway. Marlington will take the opening tip, and they get the first 2 points of the game. A quick start for the Dukes, as that is number 5, Allie Gill, putting them on the board. Salem on the opposite end can't get anything to go as Mort trails back on defense and pokes it free. Starting 5s for each side, Marlington, Pete, Mort, Gill, Witten-Soldner, and Gill. As for the Quakers, Sampson, Rome, Andres, Davidson-Chuck, and Davidson-Chuck. And the 2 is good. We are now tied 2-all. That basket coming from number 33, Reese Davidson-Chuck. 2 possessions combined, 2 points for each side. Gill makes her move. Will hand it off. The Dukes enter play tonight, averaging just under 40 points per game. Peach trying to get open. It's Mort on the cut. Goes up high, and she is fouled. A good drive in the lane from Zoe Mort, drawing the contact, and the Ashland Golf commit will go to the charity stripe for 2. Both sides on winning streaks. Salem winning 1 game now, which was against Minerva. Their last 2 wins were actually against the Lions. As for the Dukes, they enter play tonight with a 2-game win streak with victories over United and Minerva. 3-2 Marlington over Salem. And a second of 2 is good from Zoe Mort. So she makes both, makes it now 4-2. And here comes the Salem offense. A good cut to the basket, and the bank is open. Reese Davidson-Chuck, 4 quick points for the Quakers. Ties it up at 4. The ball is flung out of play. 7:04 left to go in the opening frame. 4-all, as it looks like we have a high-face offensive affair on our hands tonight. Mort will take the inbound and is going to lose it out of play. Pretty much no time off the clock. 7:02 remains in the first. We have our first turnover of the ball game, and the Quakers will take it back up the floor. Reese Davidson-Chuck has all 4 so far. Dishes it out. The basket not there. And the rebound will belong to the Dukes. It is Allie Gill pushing the floor for Marlington. Swung outside, but a travel before the pass. Her intended target got there, but not in enough time to avoid the violation. 2 turnovers in a row from Marlington. We will see if the Dukes can get their act together on offense, but right now it is Salem's game, and Salem has the momentum. Can they take the lead? Yes, they can. Great transition play by the Salem Quakers, and now it is Reese Davidson-Chuck with 6 points, and now it's Riley Davidson-Chuck hitting the ball out of play. So both sides of the Davidson-Chuck tandem putting in the heavy work for the Quakers. Witten-Soldner almost sends the ball out of play. She is able to keep it. Allie Gill will take it up the floor. 6-4 Salem the score. Gill inside swings. Witten-Soldner wide open. It's in. Ella Witten-Soldner, the junior center, is on the board for the Dukes, tying it up at 6. A great response by Ella and company. The defense is there from Witten-Soldner, but the rebound goes to Davidson-Chuck, and she dishes to Sampson. Now a 3 for the Quakers, rolls in and out, no good from Reese Davidson-Chuck, and Mort will take it up for the Dukes. 12 combined points in the opening, 2 minutes of play, and a 3rd turnover for the Dukes. Great defense by Salem, and here they come on the offensive end. Salem averaging 43.1 points per game on average this year. We will see if they can get further than that today. As of right now, It looks good. Davidson Chuck will swing. Sampson. Carly Sampson, 5:31 on the clock in the first. Will swing. Far corner. The pump. Once again a dish. It finally finds its way to Riley Davidson Chuck. No good. Rebound Gill. And here come the Marlington Dukes. Now 5:15 left to go in the opening frame. 6-all the score. Pete's near wing. Makes her move inside, pivoting in the paint. Finds the outlet of Mort. Zoe's turn. The hook is there. Zoe Mort with perfect efficiency banks it in, and Marlington will take the lead. Mort now with 4 points, Allie Gill with 2, and Ella Witten-Soldner with 2. As for Salem, all 6 points belong to number 33, Reese Davidson Chuck. A great offensive affair thus far. 4:45 on the clock in quarter number 1. It is a 2-point game. Davidson Chuck, the 5'8 senior, flings inside, and she'll get the assist on this one. Garen Rome, the first non-Davidson Chuck to make a shot. Makes it 8-all, 4:29 and counting left to go now in the opening frame. So far, we've seen a lot of great moves, a lot of great cuts to the basket, and some good defense from both sides. Marlington having some turnover troubles. And now they draw the foul. Witten-Soldner goes up and gets clobbered. She will go to the line for 2. But Ella Witten-Soldner, we rarely see a traditional big in the women's basketball game, but she is up there with some of the top talents in Northeast Ohio. I would say a good comparison and a good kind of benchmark to reach is Carmela Sowers, who we saw a few weeks ago of Lake Catholic. The first of 2 is good from Witten-Soldner. Ella Witten-Soldner now with 3 points. 9-8 Marlington back in the lead. Once again, as a start goes, this is about as good as it gets. Can they reach double figures halfway through the first? Yes, they can. Ella Witten-Soldner, 4 points, makes it now 10-8 Marlington. And we will see some changes for the Dukes, including Maddie Gill subbing out. And for the first time today, we will see Addison Witten-Soldner. Salem down by 2, looking to respond. The mid-range in the paint, skims in. Knickerbocker off the bench, ties it up at 10. 20 combined points in the opening 4 minutes of play. Mort and the Dukes get back to work on offense. The 3 from straight away, it's there. Allie Gill, the first triple of the game. Marlington up 13-10 as the offense continues. Flung inside, and a block is there from Witten-Soldner, but so is a foul. 13-10, 3:42 left to go in the opening frame, and Salem will go to the line. Salem playing 1 more game than the Dukes, only 5 more left this regular season. The first of 2 is no good. As for Marlington, they have a total of 6 games left after today, 3 of which are at home, and all 3 of which will be streamed live on SmeeSports, including Saturday when they welcome in Poland Seminary. That game tipping off at 1:15 p.m. The second is there. Knickerbocker splits the pair. So she now has 3 points for Salem, 13-11. But immediately it's a full court press from the Quakers. I like what they're doing. They're greeting them in the backcourt and at half court. You have 2 layers to the press, and makes Marlington think on the offensive. And it makes them have to work the basketball around a little bit more to find their shot. So far, only 1 3. The name of the game right now is getting inside, and that plays to the Quaker strengths, as you see right there, another turnover. And in transition they go. Knickerbocker hits it inside, loose ball. Witten-Soldner tries falling on it. Now Gill, the help defense. It's a trap in the corner, and a timeout is called by Salem. An excellently used timeout by Coach Mowry. A perfect trap by the Dukes. You saw the loose ball. It was Addison Witten-Soldner initially applying the pressure, and then Maddie Gill supplements it, going inside and creating a tougher trap to get out of. That was perfectly executed by Salem, but we will step aside. 13-11 Marlington on top with 3:02 left to go in the first. This one living up to the hype. 3:02 on the clock in quarter number 1. And we have a lot of offense. 13-11, Salem trailing. Now they go for the lead, and they get it! A big heat check triple for the Quakers, as that is the first 3 points of the game for number 12, Peyton Colbert. Can they get 2 more? Not there from Chuck. Rebound Mort. But now 14-13. Each team has a 3, and it's a turnover. Colbert, after making the triple, picks it off. And here come the Quakers. Davidson Chuck can't get that one to go. Ella Witten-Soldner cleans it up as she flies in. But what a start offensively by both sides. They average less than 50 points per game, and they are on pace to get well past that right now. Allie Gill top the arc into the paint. It's Mort to the outside paint. It's Witten-Soldner, can't connect, and the Quakers will take it back. Great pressure, enough to find Witten-Soldner. No one really there, but that was an awkward angle for Witten-Soldner. The Quakers doing their homework on their opponent, and you could tell they watched the film. Reese Davidson Chuck in the wing, plays it inside to Knickerbocker, and Knickerbocker can't keep hold of it. Out of play, but the Quakers will take it. So now $1:54 left to go in the opening frame. Salem doing a nice job of keeping their advantage, but as it was last time, a close affair is expected. The corner 3 near side, no good. The rebound and putback also not there. The rebound was good, but the shot just not getting in. Marlington, another chance to take the lead. They have 1 3 so far, and it comes from Allie Gill, who has the ball. She swings Witten-Soldner. It's picked off. Reese Davidson Chuck gets a big hand on it and rejects the effort. Goes in transition and makes the 2. Reese Davidson Chuck going on a cross-country vacation with the rock. And it's another turnover. Here come the Quakers, as this time it is Riley Davidson Chuck. She sees what Reese is doing and says, now, I'm going to make sure that Davidson Chuck's called a couple of times myself. To the near side wing, Knickerbocker, no good. Mort gets the rebound, and that was an excellent box out under the basket. Maddie Gill getting dirty inside, and now up the floor, Witten-Soldner clobbered and fouled. So one play makes a host of difference. 16-13 the score. Salem on top. 58.5 left to go in the opening frame, and Witten-Soldner back to the line. Witten-Soldner's first of 2 is on point. Ella now with 5 points. Zoe Mort subbing out of the game for the Marlington Dukes. As we look at the benches, Salem, a lot more depth. That could help them down the stretch in this game if this one continues to be as fast-paced as it has been. And Witten-Soldner continues to stay true from the line. She is now 4 for 4. Give her 6 points, and she will sub out. Ella Witten-Soldner, an excellent start to life in this EBC clash. Once again, the winner should take home 3rd place in the conference. 50 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. Salem still up by 1. Almost a turnover. Somehow Rome gets it back outside to Riley Davidson Chuck. Near side, Colbert. Played back, Carly Sampson, the 5'6" junior. The Quakers make their move. The one-hand hook, not there. Bailey Peets inside, able to bring in the board. And Marlington yet again has a chance to retake the lead. Their defense holding up their end of the bargain. Now here comes the offense. 20 seconds on the clock in the opening frame. A Gill double. Alley back to Maddie, far side in front of Salem's bench. Loose ball. High point, Maddie Gill gets it back. Now 7 seconds, played inside. It's Odie. Odie outside. The pump from the key. Gill swings it to Pete. Perfect execution! They drill the remaining 25 seconds, and Bailey Peets puts the cherry on top. What a triple by Bailey, and what a sequence by the Marlington Dukes. They lead 18-16 through 1. Let's watch this one back here. You see the swing, the build-up play was there, and then everyone They loved it. The roof almost came off of this place. 18-16 through 1. It is Marlington on top. A whole lot of offense in quarter number 1, and that looks to continue here. It is the Marlington Dukes on top, 18-16, courtesy of Bailey Pete, as she hit a buzzer beater to end the first. Witten-Soldner picks it off inside, and the Marlington Duke defense is back to their best basketball. And here comes the offense. A great methodical end to the opening frame, ending with Bailey Pete hitting the 3 as time expires. Mort back to Beats in the same wing she made her 3 moments ago. Witten-Soldner on the tip, takes it back. Mort in the lane, is stripped, still has time, finds the outlet. Gill pumps, takes it herself, and makes the 2. Brilliant drive by Allie Gill. She now has 7. 20-16, Marlington swinging this one by 7 points. The Quakers looking to end the run of Marlington. Andres. Reese Davidson-Chuck, the leading scorer, has 8 out of Salem's 16. Can she make it double figures? Not on that shot. And Marlington comes up with the ball, and a whistle is blown. The physicality and toughness of Marlington has been immense today, and once again, it gives them an opportunity to get a stop, and they take it. Now 6:59 left to go in the first half. Plenty of basketball. But Salem, they are in need of a response after controlling the majority of the first quarter. Marlington this year coached by Nicholas Strompel in year number 1, replacing a longtime head coach. But now he is the man with a plan, and with a few stars leaving after last year, including Chelsea Evanich, his work was always cut out for him. A turnover, it's a steal, and the Quakers go coast to coast. Reese Davidson-Chuck now with double figures. Are we surprised? Not at all. From just on the line, front iron no good. Witten-Soldner snatches the rebound from Davidson-Chuck. Davidson-Chuck immediately applies the pressure, but can't get it off of Maddie Gill. Mort inside, a lane perfectly open, but the basket doesn't follow. Andres the rebound, and Salem will take it back up the floor. A great defensive possession by Salem. The offense also helps out. Maddie Andres from outside the yard gives Salem a 1-point lead. What a beautiful 3. It bounces high and swishes perfectly. You could say string music, but barely. Play back underway. Marlington met in the backcourt, almost losing it. It's Maddie Gill, a double team right there. Timeout call, but no, they don't get it in time. Coach Strompel started to make his way up the sideline, couldn't get the timeout called in time, as that leads to possession going to the Salem Quakers. A great trap, very similar to what happened to them in the dying moments of the first quarter. They had that trap in the far corner. They were able to get their timeout off. Strompel, unfortunately, could not, and that's not really his fault. The official just wasn't looking in his direction. Davidson-Chuck already has 10 points. 5:30 left to go in the first half. 21-20, Salem on top. Reese Davidson-Chuck floats it just inside the paint. It's true. Reese Davidson-Chuck, 12 points. She is dominant. A complete takeover by RDC number 2. Bounce out, Allie Gale, top of the arc, now to the wing. Bailey Peets, Witten-Soldner tips it back to Bailey. and she will free it back outside. Allie Gill inside to Mort. Witten-Soldner finds Peets. Another long-winded sequence, and another 2 points for Bailey Peets. If there is a long sequence, look for number 1 to put an end to it with a basket. 23-22, 4:40 left to go in the first half. In the key, it is Rome. Davison Chuck for 3. Well, shy, it's blocked. Maddie Gill gets a piece. Marlington's defense upping the ante here. Swing near wing, Bailey Peets. It's in! Bailey Peets near corner wing 3. Marlington up by 2. Peets now with 8. What a shot by Bailey Peets, a Green Giant on the near side. 2 threes and a 2 for Bailey. The offense rolling for the Dukes, 25-23. Now for a tie. Not quite there, but a foul is called. That shot coming from Riley Davidson-Chuck. Riley, we've called her name a few times for some good defense. Now she has a chance to make a name for herself at the free throw line. Makes both. It's simple. We're tied. The first of 2 bounces back iron, a little bit too much zip. No good. Substitution for the Quakers as they will sub out a duo of players including Andres and Rome. To split the pair. No good. Rebound Witten-Soldner as she is able to put an end to the sequence, and then a travel is called as she goes to the ground. It did not look good for Salem on that possession, but a travel gives them back the basketball, and they will take it. Inbound, incoming. Davidson-Chuck spinning inside, gets open, and opens the bank. We are tied at 25. Reese Davidson-Chuck, 14 points, and she will send salutations to Marlington's bench. With 3:45 on the clock, Marlington will keep possession, 25 all. Looking back at the last meeting between these two teams, Marlington took it home in Salem, 44-35. This time around, the offense is a lot more high-flying. And it's another turnover. Davidson-Chuck gets it back. Here comes Reese and company. The bounce pass, and the basket follows. Salem back on top, and those are the first 2 points of the game for Carly Sampson. And Salem once again forces a turnover. Maddie Gill can't keep control, and here come the Quakers rambling down the floor. And the rambling will end. Marlington looking to get a word back in. 3:09 left to go in the first half, 27-25. It is Reese Davidson-Chuck leading the way with 14 points for the Quakers. Marlington, they need a big play, and that is not it. A great defensive stand by Salem forces the wayward pass, and they will take back the basketball. Credit to Salem, coming in here on the road amid the cold, amid everything, school being canceled the last couple of days, no working water in Alliance. Don't know if that traveled down to any other city, but to be able to come in here and do this well, and especially her doing that well, that's impressive. Reese Davidson-Chuck continues to be a star, now with 16. 29-25, it's Salem on top. But Reese Davidson-Chuck well on her way to a 20-point performance. Mort goes to the ground inside the paint, and a called. This time the Dukes will keep it. And great physicality shown going down for the ball. It's tough to hold on in that instance. You have to make sure you keep your composure, you keep ready, and you make the play, and that is what the Quakers did. .232 on the clock here in the first half. Mort will swing to the near side. Witten-Soldner squared. Can't equal 2. Ella can't get the shot to go. Rebound Quakers, and here they come up the floor. 29-25. Can they add on here? Davidson-Chuck to the logo. Sampson, far side. Riley Davidson-Chuck. The mid-range from the key. Not there. Witten-Soldner flies in, goes to the ground. No one there. And this time, a timeout is called. 2:02 remaining in the first half. A great play made by Ella Witten-Soldner coming up with the basketball, and the timeout gives her a chance to breathe. If you or someone you know is looking to purchase Cavs tickets, scan the QR code on your screen and enter in the passcode of SME in all caps, and you will get some slightly discounted tickets. This comes through the Mount Union and the Cleveland Cavaliers sales project, if you will. It is for the introduction of sports sales class at the University of Mount Union. We have to sell tickets to the people, and this year is a lot different than other years. The last couple of years, the Cavs, they've gotten better, but this year, this is the best the Cavs have been in a long time. So why not go to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse and see them? If you do, scan the QR code on your screen, and you will get yourself a little bit of a discount, as there won't be as many extra fees added on. 2:02 left to go in the first half. Salem still up by 4. Marlington, they had a good response at the end of the first quarter. Now at the end of number 2, they needed a little bit more. Pete somehow doesn't lose it, gets it back out. Mort, far side, Gill the pump. Zoe, top of the arc, takes it in, and no one home in the low post. Salem forces a turnover. A perfect trap, nowhere to go with the basketball. Mort was forced to bounce it in there. Just no one home. Salem up by 4. They want to add on to this lead. If they can get up to the point total they had of 35 last time out against them, they would appreciate that here, and that will help. Reese Davidson Chuck, another basket, this time from outside the arc. 19 first half points for Reese Davidson Chuck. What a performance by RDC. 1:10 left to go in the first half. Salem well on their way to matching their point tally of the entire ball game in Salem earlier this season. Reese gets a piece, almost strips Pete, and now a double dribble is the call. The defense too much. Salem basketball. What a sequence by the Salem Quakers. 1 minute left to go in the opening half. 32-25 the score. It is Reese Davidson Chuck running the table with 19 points. We will break down that and more at the half. Played top, Sampson. Reese Davidson Chuck on the near side of your screen, right in front of the official. Does she get the basketball here from her sister? Yes, she does. Can Reese take them to 35? Sampson, top of the arc, has some space against Witten-Soldner. And the Quakers continue to take their time. Davidson Chuck to Davidson Chuck. The bounce pass, Sampson inside. It's picked up by Witten-Soldner. And immediately taken right back. It is Riley Davidson Chuck, the defense. 15 seconds on the clock. The Quakers once again will have an opportunity for the final shot. Reese Davidson Chuck off the screen. Goes far corner. Double team. Gets an outlet. The three. No good. Bounces out at the horn. The putback not there. And that is all she wrote for the first half. Salem on fire, posting 32 points in the opening 16 minutes, and it is all spurred on by Reese Davidson Chuck, who leads with 19. We will step aside. This is Marlington versus Salem EBC girls basketball on SmeeSports. Halftime here at Marlington High School. Your score, Salem 32, Marlington 25. So far, the story has been the offenses, as both have been high-flying thus far. The leading scorer, Reese Davidson-Chuck, 19 points. This could potentially be a career high brewing for Reese. She has been elite. Arguably the best female player that we have covered on SmeeSports this year in basketball. There can be a case made for that. She has been that elite in one half of basketball. You compare some of the other players that we've seen on this channel, and then you see the way that Reese Davidson-Chuck has played. She has been nothing shy of impressive. Her way of driving in the lane, making things happen, whether it be down low in the post, a little bit further out, or even outside the arc as she has one triple. She has been able to dominate everywhere, and she reminds me of a mixture of Sophie Spade and Izzy Lapp from Padua. You combine those two players, you get what RDC has been to the Salem team. A dominant player that it takes more than two players to shut down collectively. I mean, as of right now, my point projection for her is 30 or more. If she hits 30, the roof will come off of this place. The Salem fans that made the trip, they will not be disappointed by any means, as this is what they wanted to see, a big EBC win. And then, with only 5 games left, 8 and 9, realistically then, a 500 season becomes within sight. And that is something that the Salem Quaker fans did not expect coming. Their next 5, at Ursuline, at West Branch, at Woodridge, versus Canton South, and Austintown Fitch. They have a chance. If you look at this schedule, the West Branch game, that one is going to be tough unless West Branch is resting starters, as they have dominated the EBC. Woodridge is a winnable game. Canton South is a winnable game. Ursuline can be. If you lose Fitch and West Branch, you just need 3 more. You need the other 3 to win. You beat Ursuline as well to win tonight. Put you at 8 and 9, 5 games. You just need to win 1 more than you lose, and you are at 500. And realistically, I could say Salem could finish above 500. They have been that good. As for Marlington, they had an excellent play to end that first quarter. Bailey Peace getting open after a long 25-second sequence and making that 3 as time expires. That is what you want to see from Marlington. Methodical on the offensive end, coming away with points. That is a lot of what we saw in the Boardman game, and in large part was the reason that game was so close. Their ability to be methodical and at the same time be efficient on the offensive end. For the second half, Marlington, they need to shore up the turnovers. That has been the killing factor against them. They have had a bunch of turnovers go against them. If you cut those out, Marlington leads at half. I have no doubt about that. If you cut out half of the turnovers, Marlington leads right now. If they can tune out the turnovers of the first half and make something happen, go to a new beat in this second, they have a chance to win this game. It's anyone's ball game. 32-25, Salem on top. We will step aside and be back on in a minute to bring you the second half. As we get ready for the second half of play at Marlington High School, if you or someone you know is a business owner looking to sponsor broadcasts, whether it be in the Cleveland or Stark County areas, contact me at one of those 3 avenues on your screen, and I would love to work out a deal with you to promote the best of your business and your brand. As we flip to the second graphic on the screen, if you are looking to purchase tickets to go and see the Cleveland Cavaliers downtown at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, use a QR code on screen and enter the passcode SMEE, that is SMEE in all caps, and you will get some slightly discounted tickets. The Cavs, they have been on fire this year, and they look to potentially get back to the promised land for the first time since LeBron James left for the Lakers in, I believe, 2018. But either way, an excellent EBC clash on hand. As expected, 32-25, it is Salem on top. If you are just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening live on SmeeSports, and we are back underway for the second half. Your leading scorer in the first 16 minutes, Reese Davidson-Chuck. The first shot of the new half is no good from Andress, who will still have 3 points. Here comes Zoe Mort and company for the Dukes. Marlington down by 7. They had glimpses of good fortune in that first half, but it really went away down the stretch as Salem's defense became too much and the turnovers became too plentiful. But Moore in the lane creates some space and banks it in. Zoe Mort now with 6 points. 32-27, the mid-range off point, and the rebound belongs to Peets. Marlington starting to heat back up here. They get the stop. Still down 5. It's Mort. Swings to the wing. Maddie Gill. Inside, Zoe Mort once again. Flings it back outside. Almost a turnover. This time they get to the ball. Loose ball. Davidson-Chuck will take it. It is another turnover and another great defensive play by Reese Davidson-Chuck. 32-27 the score. What can Salem cook up here? Reese Davidson-Chuck back top. Sampson, far side. It's Riley Davidson-Chuck once again. Salem taking their time, and that is the right decision right now. You hold the lead. Marlington started to get some momentum and started to do good on the offensive end. You give them some time to think about that last possession with the turnover. You let that brew, and then you let them go and adjust from there. And it will be more difficult with that brewing for a few moments rather than a few seconds to overcome. Riley Davidson-Chuck plays it on back. It is Carly Sampson. The end around bounce pass. Davidson-Chuck plays it inside. Andres needs an outlet, goes to the ground, finds it on the cut. The bank not there as Sampson is unable to connect. The methodical drive only gives Marlington a breather, and they are fouled trying to move the ball up the floor. 5:57 left to go in the third. 32-27. This affair continues to be highly contested. But the Dukes, they are looking a lot better to open up the second half in comparison to where we last saw them in the first. Allie Gill, high pass into the scorer's table. Cam Evidich and Parker was not ready for it. A semi-heart attack on the far side for 2 of the basketball stars. On the men's side of things, Salem takes back possession. We've seen both Parker and Cam a number of times. We will see them again in a couple of weeks as they host Alliance on the 7th. Davidson-Chuck in the key. Swings outside. Rome, top of the arc. Andres, another 3. Can't get that one to go. On point, but too shy. Rebound, Zoe Mort. Marlington still trailing by 5. Can they make it 3? Yes, they can! Gill floats it in. A great finish by Allie. We are back to a 1-possession game. Now Salem, the pressure is back on them to make something happen. It is a 4-0 run for the Marlington Dukes. Played low, not there. Moore picks it up, but it's picked back off. Reese Davidson-Chuck calms things down, and she is immediately stuffed. Gets her own sort of miss, but can't get it to go. Maddie Gill the stuff and the rebound. Excellent defense by the Dukes. Here they come. Allie Gill, low post. Witten Solner can't get it to bank. Rebound, Reese Davidson-Chuck. Still no points in the second half for Reese Davidson-Chuck or the Quakers alike. The offense getting a lot more methodical in this second half, but once again, this is what we expected. The handoff, Reese Davidson-Chuck, top of the arc. Screen from Andres, almost loses her dribble. Reese able to get it back. Lightly stripped by Peets. It should stay on this end, but instead they point the opposite way. And we will see some substitutions for Salem. They want to shake things up a little bit here. Colbert and Knickerbocker into the ballgame for Salem. Once again, the Marlington Dukes wearing their traditional white home jerseys, while the visitors, Salem, are wearing their red. 4:07 left to go in the third. 32-29. Peets amid traffic from the paint. Rolls, no good. Rebound, Knickerbocker. A great impact sub for the Quakers as she was able to come in, make an immediate impact on defense, and here she comes on offense. The bounce pass outside, the three, a little shy from Colbert, rebound Zoe Mort. And here comes Marlington, 3-on-2. Peets flings outside, Mort pumps, thought about the three, instead will keep it herself. Goes low, Witten-Soldner loses it under her body, and now a timeout, and we want a timeout here. We're not gonna get it here. That was Coach Mowry running on the floor. He wanted something, doesn't get it. Played inside, out of play, and a push is the call. I don't know the last time I've seen a coach sprint that hard onto the floor. He saw something, he wanted the call, but didn't get it. 3:20 left to go in the third. Salem still scoreless in the new frame. We saw 20 points in the opening few minutes of play, but now only 4 in about 5. Back underway, Knickerbocker, side iron, Witten-Soldner the rebound. Marlington still down by a 3. Can they get it here? Bailey Peets to Mort, almost a turnover. Mort spins out of it. Near side, it's Maddie Gill. Back to Allie at the top. Maddie Gill, shovel pass inside. It's Mort trying to bank it in, just a little too shy. Rebound Riley Davidson-Chuck. And Salem gets their stop, their offense. They need to come back alive. Sampson cutting right on Zoe Mort. And a foul is called on Mort before the pass. 2:42 left to go in the third. 32-29, Salem on top as they will sub out Garen Rome. Still the leading scorer for either side in this ball game is the sharp-shooting Reese Davison-Chuck. And we have a shoe shine. It will be another inbound opportunity for the Quakers as Davidson-Chuck will reload. Now 2:41 on the clock. Reese to inbound. Goes low in the post. It's Knickerbocker. Can't get it to go. Had the right idea. Not enough zip. Another miss. The third chance, however, is there. Salem on the board for the first time in the second half, and it is Riley Davidson-Chuck. Ball goes out. Salem takes it back. A quick switch in momentum. Marlington down by 3, now 5. They lose possession quick, and here come the Quakers. Outside to the top, it's Sampson. Makes her move in the lane, falls. Mort says, I'll take that. Chucks it up the floor. It's Gill. Banks it in. Mort the court vision. Gill the finish. Back to a one-possession game, 34-31. And this finish is looking more and more spicy. Reese Davison-Chuck takes it on the handoff, and we have an offensive foul called against the Quakers. Marlington will take it back, 34-31. Will we see a three-pointer fly? That is the question. A 3 ties it at 34. I would not be surprised to see it. Maybe draw the clock down to 140 and shoot it with Bailey Peets. That is the game plan right now if I am Coach Strompel. Take time off the clock and find your sharpshooter. Gill just inside, rims out, no good. Rebound Knickerbocker, and the Quakers get their stop. It's Reese Davison-Chuck, tries to bank it in. The window says no. Rebound Marlington, courtesy of Ella Witten-Soldner. An immediate double team, and there's the timeout from Coach Strompel. Perfect execution on the play, an immediate press. Too much for Marlington, and they will talk things over. $1:37 on the clock in quarter number 3. This one getting interesting. 34-31, Salem on top. 34-31, Marlington down by 3, but they have the basketball, and they can be dangerous. They've done it many times. They have made some comebacks, but this one may be a little bit more special. Peets the mid-range, gets it to go! Bailey Peets just outside the paint, makes it a 1-point game. And on the far side, not some good news for Marlington. Ella Wittensolner stretching her right ankle on the wall. Hopefully she will be able to re-enter, but for the time being, it is Cadence Odie, the junior, playing the 5 for Marlington. Riley Davidson-Shuck, will Salem drive inside with the center change, or will they stay outside? An intriguing question left to be answered. Lewis, far wing, pump Colbert, top of the arc, Davidson-Shuck. Emily Lewis takes it back. 40 seconds left to go in the third. Knickerbocker. Pivoting, swings. Davidson-Shuck. It's Reese. Goes under the basket. Can't finish. The second time she's fouled. 2 opportunities for for Reese Davidson-Shuck to enter the 20s. First foul of the game as well against Maddie Gill. These 2 free throws are paramount for Salem. All eyes on 33. And the first is on point. Reese Davidson-Shuck, 20 points. And a substitution for Salem. They will sub out Colbert and Knickerbocker. 35-33. 33.1 on the clock. That one's there. So Davidson-Shuck does her job, makes both. Give her 21 points. And we are now at a 3-point game once again. 25 seconds left to go in the third. Out of play, Marlington will take it. Do we see the 3 now? Do we see them run out the entire rest of the third and end the frame with a triple? That could be the game plan, but we will see. Instead, it's a quick 3. No good. Loose ball in the paint. Peach tries picking it up. Can't get it. It's Andres. A full court chuck. Riley Davidson-Shuck can't get it to go. Rebound, Maddie Gale. 7 seconds. The Dukes rumble up the floor. It's Allie Gale. Takes it inside. Flings. Mort at the horn. Bang! Zoe Mort from straight away. We're tied. Unbelievable from Zoe Mort. With their backs against the wall, time completely non-existent. Gill somehow finds Mort, and a blessing is bestowed on the Dukes. You see it, it's off in time, and the 3 is perfect. 36 all, end of 3 at Marlington. We step aside. An instant classic. That is the only way to describe the way this game has gone. 8 minutes left to go in regulation. 36 all. Marlington opens up with possession. A 7-point swing in the third has us tied. Loose ball, Peets keeps it alive, and the Dukes will reset on offense. Allie Gill, she was able to find Zoe Mort to end the third, who tied it up. Allie, top of the arc, gives it back to Maddie. Just inside Ella Wittensolner, top of the arc, another 3. That time misses, wide left, Mort cleans it up, however. Zoe Mort puts Marlington on her back, and she gives the Dukes their first lead since the first half. Zoe Mort on fire. She now has 11. Can Zoe Mort heat up any more in this one? When the moment called for it, Zoe Mort is there. Andres, top of the arc. 7 minutes left to go in regulation. And the pass too high for Rome. It goes out of play. Marlington basketball. What a swing by the Dukes. With that basket, now a 9-point swing in this second half. But the question is for Salem, what adjustments do they need to make to get back in the lead? Still anyone's ball game. Gill to Mort. Zoe top swings near side. Maddie Gill back to Zoe Mort. And Marlington, they are playing the long game. And you really cannot blame them. Up by 2. They want this one to slow down a lot. Gill goes inside. It's picked off. Riley Davidson Chuck picks it. Both Davidson Chucks are doing their part to help Salem here. Reese Davidson Chuck swings it top. Andres will hand it off. Sampson. Salem trailing by 2. To the near side of wing. It's Rome. On Mort. Plays inside. It's Reese Davidson Chuck. Goes low. It's on the deck. Sampson picks it up. It is a jump ball. And Salem will keep the basketball. 6:04 now on the clock. And a timeout is called by the Quakers to talk things over. So far this week, only one game on SmeeSports. But as the week ends, 2 more upcoming and 2 more great contests, both for different reasons. The first, we are back here on Saturday, as Marlington welcomes in Poland Seminary. 1:15 tip-off here at Marlington for the girls. And then on Sunday, we are back in Cleveland at Holy Name for the 2025 Diocese of Cleveland Priest versus Seminarian basketball game. That game tipping off at 6 o'clock. And for the first time in almost a year, St. Joseph's Catholic Church in Strongsville's very own Deacon Bob Lester will be joining me on the call. Looking forward to being on the mic once again with him, as we had fun in the Strongsville Holy Name game on Holy Name Athletics last year. The game didn't end the way we wanted it to, but plenty of fun. You can catch both of those games this weekend on SmeeSports. The floater not there, rebound Witten-Soldner. And the ball will stay with Marlington, hit off of a Quaker. Those 2 games, as I mentioned, intriguing for different reasons. Marlington looking to get some extra points before the playoff draw. The Priests and Seminarians, that is game 7. 7th year in a row of the tradition. Right now it's 3-all. The Seminarians heavy favorites in that one. Witten-Soldner down low in the post. Can't get it to go. You heard the full Marlington side jump up and sit right back down. Unfortunate for the Dukes. Salem, another chance to tie. They need to get the ball in their stars' hands. They need Reese Davidson Chuck to step up once again. Knickerbocker just outside the paint, well missing. It's Colbert, played inside, and the bank is open. Knickerbocker gets redemption. She now has 5 points, 38-all. 2-on-1 for the Dukes. The bank not open. Witten-Soldner crashes in, and she is called for the foul. Salem, they force a huge offensive foul against the Dukes. Witten-Soldner went for that loose ball and just nothing else she could do about it. And here come the Quakers once again. 4:55 now on the clock. Coach Strompel calling plays, trying to get the Dukes defense in a row. Almost a loose ball. Riley Davidson Chuck picks it back up. Almost a tough sequence. Sampson, Mort applying the pressure. They want 5 seconds, and there it is! Coach Strompel calling for a few moments, 5 seconds, and there is the call. What a decision by the officiating staff, and I would say they got that one right. Pete, triple teamed, almost quadruple, on the line, the 2, no good, side iron, rebound Knickerbocker. Another big stop on defense for Salem, and here they come on offense. 4:15 on the clock, that basket no good, rebound Gill. Marlington pushing the floor, Witten-Soldner wide open, it's there! Ella Witten-Soldner gets redemption. The Dukes are in the 40s, and they, more importantly, lead by 2. 4 minutes and counting left to go in regulation. Back to a 2-point game. Top of the arc, Colbert for three. No good, misses wide right. It had the trajectory to a T, but just wide. And a timeout is called. Full timeout Salem to talk things over. Ella Wittensolner, a big redemption basket, makes it a 2-point lead for Marlington. To stay up to date on all the games I am covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFist2024 on Twitter, and subscribe to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when I upload or go live, trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of May. So if you are new, go down below and subscribe. It costs nothing, and it greatly helps out our efforts here at SmeeSports, bringing you the best of Alliance and Marlington High School athletics, along with a number of schools in Cleveland, including Holy Name, Padua, Strongsville, and a couple others in there, especially in the month of February, Garfield Heights and Warrensville Heights, as we will have another brother versus brother clash on February 6th. But we will step aside for a brief moment and rejoin the action in a second. .347 on the clock in regulation. This one getting more interesting by the second. Marlington in the lead, but still a close one. Only 2 points separate the Dukes and the Quakers. A 9-point swing in the second half. Mort, top of the arc. And the give and go from Peets. Now to the near side, it's Allie Gill. Marlington, they're looking a lot slower offensively since the first half, and that is why Bailey Peets gets open and completes the methodical play. Bailey Peets, as a scorer, works best when working slower. She now has 13 points, all of which have come either at or following her first quarter buzzer beater. The mid-range, offline, no good. A 5-point game. It stays with Salem. A huge three-pointer for the Marlington Dukes. Bailey Peets, one of 3 players now in double figures. She, Mort, and Allie Gill the 3, with Ella Wittensolner nearing that mark. High inbound, top of the arc, the 3. It's in! Too easy from Reese Davidson Chuck. Or excuse me, that is number 13, Knickerbocker. But either way, a perfect shot at a perfect time for Salem. Back to a 2-point game. The drive, the basket, not going to follow. Wittensolner crashes in, loose ball. Allie Gill picks it up. Top, Mort, 3. No good. The putback, not there, but a foul is called. Marlington erupts. The foul is called, and 2 opportunities await Bailey Peets. Bailey Peets with an opportunity to make this a 2-possession game. The first is off front iron, no good. 2:37 on the clock. She needs this one here. Money. Bailey Peets, a big basket. Give her 14. It is 44-41. A 3-point game. Who gets the shot? That is the question. In the lane, it's there, and Knickerbocker banks it in. Back to a 1-point game. And immediately Salem trying to trap in the backcourt. Gill breaks it on her horse. Yarrow's bank not open, and Davidson Chuck will snatch it. Reese, a big rebound. She goes coast to coast, puts it up, side iron rejects, and Zoe Mort comes up with the loose ball. Zoe Mort the hustle, and that is enough to potentially change the tide once again. 1:56 on the clock. Looking at the fouling game, 2 more to give if you are Salem. 3 more if you are Marlington. Almost another one in the backcourt. Davidson Chuck applying pressure to Mort, and she will outpace Riley. The bounce into the post. Knickerbocker hits it out of play. That was intended for Ella Wittensoldner. Once again, we will be back here on Saturday afternoon, 1:15 p.m. as Marlington welcomes in Poland Seminary for a girls basketball clash. Now 1:47 on the clock. High point into the backcourt. That is a legal play. And now a travel. That one is not. Almost a good idea, chucking it into the backcourt, but Wittensoldner couldn't get herself set. A 1-point game. Salem needs a field goal of any kind, and they lead. Intrigue and drama in plentiful amounts down the stretch. This is the beauty of the Eastern Buckeye Conference. How does this one end? It is anyone's game. And this one, I am sure, will do great on the watch back, given how close this one will end. We are back underway. Knickerbocker trying to drive in. Outside, it's Sampson. 1:37 and counting. Just to the elbow, Knickerbocker makes her move, tries to bank, skims rim, no good. It should stay with Salem, and it does. It just grazed a Duke trying to keep it alive. Zoe Mort is slow to get up. She appears to be okay. But that just shows how hard these Dukes are fighting. They are going absolutely insane. And it looked like maybe Strompel tried calling a timeout. We'll have the same play here. And now Coach Strompel will make adjustments from the sidelines. I don't know. It looked like he was trying to gesture for time, and they didn't give it initially. We will see if that was the case. An inbound. Reese Davidson Chuck barely gets it. Cuts inside. Has a lane. Doesn't have the basket, but Knickerbocker does. Abby Knickerbocker, the cleanup crew. 45-44, Salem on top. 1:10 left to go in regulation. Here come the Marlington Dukes. Gill, bounce, Maddie Gill on the screen from Alley. Far corner, it's Peets, makes her way in. Right hand, it's there! Bailey Peets, a beautiful floater. Marlington up by 1. Unbelievable from the freshman, Bailey Peets. She is on a heater. 16 points for Bailey Peets. Does it continue? 40 seconds. Knickerbocker, no good. Picks up her own miss. And a timeout is called by Salem. 37.8 seconds left to go. Bailey Peets, she had the buzzer beater to end the first, but that shot may be even more important to the storyline of this ball game. She makes it a 1-point lead for these Marlington Dukes. What a game, what a contest. This one a little bit closer than last time, which Marlington took home 44-35. This is what you want to see from the EBC. A tight contest down the stretch. It could go any way. Either of these teams could win. We could even see overtime if one team shoots a 3 or we see some free throws. You never know. We look back at that Minerva game here, and the difference was Minerva, they were doing everything on defense. But this time, it's the offense of Salem at the end making plays. They get one stop, they get the rebound, and then their offense facilitates. Minerva, it took them a couple of possessions to score. That was the difference. Salem, they are able to respond relatively quickly. If they do lose this game, the opening of the second half will be the reason why. But if Marlington wins it, their resolve wins the day. Only 5 wins this season for Marlington. They want to make it 6 here, and if they do, they still do have a chance to go above 500. With a loss tonight, they would need to win out to be 500. 37.8 on the clock. We're back underway. No one home. It's out of play. It goes to Marlington. Unbelievable. No one home. Miscommunication. The Dukes take it back. Can they close it out? It might be foul time. 2 more to give. Mort in the backcourt. They need to get it up the floor.
Up, it's Witten-Solner, cutting inside. She goes for the shot, and she is fouled. 28.6 on the clock, and she has 2 opportunities. We will see how this one ends, but I don't know about the shot right there. It might be time to play keep away. Now you get Salem 1 opportunity closer to putting them in the bonus. And that makes the following game a little bit more easy. Witten-Solner, she needs both. The first is there. Ella Witten-Solner, cool as ice on that attempt. She now has 9. This would make it a 3-point game, and this would take Ella into double figures. It is good. Ella Witten-Solner makes the pair. Timeout, Coach Strumpel. He uses a full timeout. It is 48-45. Marlington on top. What a contest. Still 28.6 left to go. The next 6 games for Marlington to close out their regular season. They host Poland. They go to Alliance for the Backyard Brawl. They host New Philly to open up February. Then they host Talmadge, which is their final home game on the 3rd, and then road trips to CCC and Howland to close out the campaign. As for Salem, only 5 more games left. At Ursuline, at West Branch, at Woodridge, at home versus Canton South, and at Austintown Fitch. The schedule, it's slowly losing games left to play. But once we hit the playoffs, whoever runs into Marlington or Salem is in for a rude awakening. I mean, we saw it here last year. Holy Name, they came in confident. Being in the building that day, they felt like they had a great chance to walk out of this gym with a win. Chelsea Avenich and company said otherwise. 63-19 the final. And keep in mind, going back to that game, Claire Coljohn of Holy Name, who is now a sophomore freshman at the time, hit the opening 3. But then Marlington showed their resolve, and they showed Holy Name who they are. I feel like you could see another game very similar to that in this building, depending on how the playoff draw goes. It will be interesting to see. But right now, 29 seconds left to go. A 1-possession game. Who gets the rock? Reese Davidson Chuck up the floor, off a screen, goes inside, puts it up, she's fouled. Now 18.3 left to go in regulation. I am almost surprised they went for the 2 there. 3-point game. I get why they are doing it. They are trying to draw inside, make 1. If they miss the second, get the rebound, do something like that. The first of 2 not there. And you can hear Coach Strampel all the way up here. We need this rebound, and he is right. Witten-Solner needs to be careful. No more fouls to get from her. 1 more and she's out. She goes for the box out. It won't matter. Davidson Chuck splits the pair, and time is called. 48-46. Reese Davidson Chuck now with 22 points. An excellent outing for her. Once again, to stay up to date on all the games I am covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFest2024 on Twitter, and subscribe to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when I upload or go live. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this school year, really, so really the end of May. So if you are new, go down below and subscribe. It costs nothing, and it greatly helps out our efforts here at SmeeSports as we cover some of the top high school athletic programs, along with the Ohio Outlaws, KSU Tuscarawas baseball. And on top of all that, we have travel baseball coming up in a few months. Once the snow melts away and once we don't need to boil water here in Alliance, we will be back at the sticks, ready to go for some intriguing baseball, softball, and lacrosse. Lacrosse not necessarily in Alliance or at Marlington, but still, there's some local lacrosse. We'll have some coverage of it here on SmeeSports when the time comes. 18.3 left to go in regulation. Possession will be with Marlington. Once again, Salem, only 1 more foul to give, so they need 2 to send the Dukes to the line, and 2 free throws could ice this game. We'll see how Marlington plays this one. They get the inbound. Witten-Solner plays it back. Now 15 seconds, and there's the first of 2. And Marlington wants a tech. Just an intentional foul, they call. No more fouls to give.
It needs to become strategic. 3 fouls now on Reese Davis and Chuck. No one in jeopardy of fouling out, but if we do go to overtime, they might. Whitten Stoner gets the inbound, and it looks like almost elbows one of the players on Salem, and the clock's running. Coach Mowry not happy, and he shouldn't be. 8 seconds. They need to reset it. And as well, Knickerbocker off the floor. She got elbowed by Whitten Stoner. They didn't call it. Don't have the replay right now. I'm going on YouTube right now to check that one, but something doesn't seem right about that play. Something seems a little bit off. And right now, it is finally coming up. We'll watch it. Oh yeah, that's a foul. I could see that being called a foul. Whitten Stoner led with the elbow, went into Knickerbocker, and hit her in the face. But instead, they will go with 2 foul shots for Ella Whitten Stoner. And there's blood on the floor over on the far side. The first of 2 is there from Whitten Stoner. Makes it 49-46. She has 11. This is the big one. She gets it. It's a 2-possession game. If not, Salem has a chance. But she gets it. Marlington in the 50s. The Quakers roll up the floor. Reese Davis and Chuck hands it off. They need a shot. Not much time left. They need to get something off. The near corner 3. Offline, no good. And the rebound seals it. Marlington survives and takes down Salem 50-46. What a finish by the Marlington Dukes. Down 7 at the half. And they find a way to win by 4. An 11-point swing in the second half. The difference the Dukes need. Your player of the game goes to Bailey Peets, 16 points. Her basket, which made it 46-45, was the difference. After that, Marlington did not trail again in this ballgame. Thank you again to Elizabeth from Marlington for running our camera downstairs. And thank you to the viewers at home for tuning in to this broadcast. To stay up to date on all the games I am covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFest2024 on Twitter. And subscribe to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when I upload or go live by the end of May, hoping to reach 1,000 subscribers. So if you are new, go down below and subscribe. It costs nothing and it greatly helps out the channel. And finally, if you are someone you know is a small business owner or any business owner looking to promote your company or brand on broadcast in Cleveland or the Stark County area, contact me at one of those 3 avenues on your screen, and I would love to work out a deal with you to promote the best of your business and your brand. But with that, that will do it here from Marlington High School. It is the Dukes winning by 4, 50-46. I have been Nathan Smee. Thank you for spending your Wednesday evening with us here at Marlington High School in A-Town. We will see you on Saturday afternoon as the Dukes do battle with